and fostering a dynamic community. Our aim is to shape the future of financial integrity and compliance and to serve as a key resource for industry best practices and regulatory developments. Today, we delve into the current AML landscape, its challenges, and the advancements shaping our field. May I now invite our esteemed academic director, Dr.Sijo Rose Tom, to officially welcome you all. Please, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. It's been a great pleasure to see you all this evening. Even though the cricket match is running, I'm the one who was sending you messages, made the groups, and sending all information. It's so great to see you all present, even at this windy evening, and then cold weather, and with the cricket match. So I welcome each and every one of you. I'm not taking a lot of time. Thank you so much for coming. Of course, there are many people yet to come, but we will start the sessions. We don't want those who have come to waste their time. I welcome each and every one of you, and the trainers and the whole team of Zabeel who has worked on it, who added all your numbers and all those. We added the numbers is the enquiry of AML. It's only about the AML. That's how somebody has asked how you got the number. So this is how we got the number. Those who are making the enquiry, that's why we added the group. We assume that they are actually interested to know about the AML and the compliance and to be part of this community and the group, so that we exchange ideas each other, we learn from each other, we contribute, and we help each other. So welcome to this forum. Thank you so much once again.
All right, thank you, Dr. Tom. So I now officially invite Mr. Ejaz on the stage to officially give you an overview about the subject of today's forum. Mr. Ejaz.
Hello everyone, very good evening. Hope you all are having a good time over here. So today, alright. So let me give you a briefing about today's agenda. So very first thing, welcome to the AML Forum 2023 hosted by Zabeel International Institute of Management and Technology. We are here today to add a significant value to the anti-money laundering profession. Following this, let me give an introduction about this AML Forum. The AML Forum is more than just an event, it's a vision. Our vision is to recognize as a premier platform for an AML professional in the UAE. Future of financial integrity and compliance, global fight against money laundering, financial crime, and community building. And following, let me give a bit glimpse about the importance of the AML in today's world. The importance of anti-money laundering in today's world is significant, and AML measures are crucial for maintaining the integrity of the global financial system and for preventing a range of illegal activities. Here are some key points highlighting the importance of the AML. That is, combating financial crimes, maintaining financial system integrity, protecting the economy, fulfilling international compliance standards, preventing terrorism, building consumer confidence, regulatory compliance, corporate social responsibility, data analysis, and global collaboration. And following, in short, I can tell each AML Forum networking event is designed to be a comprehensive experience, combining expert knowledge, interactive discussions, networking opportunities, and practical insights into the field of anti-money laundering. Attendees can expect to leave each event not only with the enhanced knowledge, but also with the valuable new connection and a sense of active participants in the AML community. And going forward to this, so let me give a brief idea about the event, how exactly we are dealing with. So very first thing, as Mr. Zain has done the introduction part, and following we will be having a keynote from Mr. Rizwan Khan as well, and then we will be having a group discussion along, we will be interacting with each other so that you guys can share your details along with each other and go ahead with the further networking purpose. And basically, the benefits of attending here will be attending professionals networking events can significantly benefit your career growth in various ways. Here are some key benefits. Attending our network event offers numerous benefits for your career growth. This includes expanding your professional network, enhancing your knowledge and skills, and increasing your visibility within the AML community. You all also gain access to the job opportunities, exchange ideas with peers, develop soft skills, find mentors, build confidence, create lasting partnership, and develop your personal brand. In short, our AML Forum Network events provides a comprehensive platform for career advancement, learning, relationship building in AML industry. And thank you for your attention, and we all look forward to see you in the future events as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ejas, for that insightful introduction. Now let's move on to the heart of today's session, AML Insights UA 2023. Our focus is on FATF mutual evaluation for UAE and the importance of regulatory compliance in financial institutions and the NFFPB sector. I'm now delighted to introduce our trainer, Mohammad Rizwan Khan, FICA, a distinguished expert in the anti-financial crime field. Mr. Khan's extensive experience and deep understanding of AML, counter-terrorist financing, and compliance make him the ideal person to lead this discussion. I'm sure most of you know Mr. Rizwan Khan. And he holds several compliance certifications from the International Compliance Association, including a professional postgraduate diploma in financial crime compliance and an international diploma in anti-money laundering. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Rizwan Khan.
So thank you very much, and honestly, I highly warm welcome from the Zabeel to all of you, and definitely as we are growing as a institution into the whole UAE, so our compliance is also becoming a very vital in this region, especially the services which we are providing into the compliance area. So now, those who are very esteemed audience we need to understand why we are focusing towards our CAMS courses, why we are concerned about to improve the compliance. Because this is the expectation of the region right now. Dimensions of the compliance has totally changed, and we are now into the modernized compliance. And in the modernized compliance, we need to implement robust controls into our financial institution and DNFBP sector. And how we will be scrutinized? We will be scrutinized through the Financial Action Task Force. And Financial Action Task Force basically is intergovernmental. Scenario. So effort is required from the both sectors right now, from the DNFBP sector and also from the financial sector. And financial sector, I know right now they have chosen some industry in their upcoming mutual evaluation visit, which they are conducting it will start from the month of January. So what the FATF does, FATF, they conduct their mutual evaluation rounds. In their previous evaluations, we were into the grey list. But in the recent year, we have established little bit more controls, and we have removed most of the findings which were coming into the regulatory examinations. So objective into the MENA region is very clear. especially like whole MENA region, you know, like we have the challenges towards the money laundering and terrorist financing. The all countries which are coming into the MENA, especially like our neighbors also, like Oman, we have Qatar, we have Saudi Arabia, we have Kuwait. So we have the challenges. And UAE, yes, we have the challenges and we want to implement robust compliance to prevent all those challenges which are arising through the money laundering and terrorist financing. New typologies and trends are coming into the MENA region. It's not the conventional compliance. We are now moving forward towards the modernized compliance, I am saying. And for the modernized compliance, you also needs to be educated into that environment, that you have the capability to mitigate the risk of those elements. If we are not understanding the new typologies which are coming related to the terrorist financing, related to the money laundering, related to any financial crime, so how we will mitigate the risk of our jurisdictions? We have in UAE, we have a national risk assessment model. And national risk assessment model, we have 21 predicate offenses we have highlighted that these crimes, we have the more vulnerabilities. What are those financial crimes in which we have like drug trafficking, human smuggling, extortion, bribery, ransom, price manipulation, cyber crimes, tax evasion, environmental crimes. So there are so many crimes like which are like we need to think like how we can obstruct those crimes in our financial and non-financial institution. The two major sectors in UAE, like which we say like are most vulnerable for us. One is gold sector and the other sector is real estate sector. Because these are more attractive for the launderers to do the money laundering. Because launder what they think like how they can legitimize their maximum ill-gotten gains. So therefore they target two industries. Financial industry, okay, I will talk later, but what about gold sector? What about real estate sector? So these two products are always vulnerable, and these challenges we are facing in our region also. So FATF already it is supervised by the TJ Kumar, like he is one of the very much well literate and qualified person, and he is the president for the Financial Action Task Force and he is giving his services. Same like in the World Bank we have Ajay Banga, who is the president of the World Bank. In Oxford University, by the way, I have graduated from Oxford University in organization leadership. So I know what the quality they are maintaining, and many mashallah Indian scholars are also head of the departments. So if we see mutual evaluation roundup, so we have gaps. And our gaps in this, if you see, we have two major segments, effectiveness and technical. And effectiveness of the compliance, we are little bit weak. Effectiveness means what we say, we practically do that or not. Let's suppose I say my DNLBP sector is good in compliance. So this is in implementation, it is there or not. So that is the thing, technically, yes, we have laws, we have regulations, we have policies, we have procedures, we have structure, infrastructure, we have related to the compliance. But when we talk about the effectiveness, so what is that effectiveness? Are we safe from the money laundering through the property, real estate? You know how much the total amount which we upped last year for the money laundering towards the real estate sector. $28 billion. So risks are there and we want to prevent those risks. Therefore, this education, this platform is important. So right now, FATF is more towards this. FATF is a very transparent body. want to judge you onto the merit, that as a country, what the efforts you are doing for the compliance. If you will do good efforts, you will show your commitment towards the compliance. You will show that you have controls in gold sector, you have controls into the real estate sector, you have good control into the financial sector, you have good control into the insurance sector, you have good controls into the Hawaladar sector. You have controls, but if we are weakened into those sectors, so vulnerability is arising for us. Therefore, we as a Zabeel, we are making our part and we want to contribute in this effort. And we want to establish those type of scholars, those type of professionals from here, those who can help into the industry to prevent these challenges. So follow-up visits, when the FATF conducted the follow-up visits, significantly we have improved from the last 3 years before where we were and where we are now. We have significantly improved. But still there is a little bit gap into the recommendations. Recommendation means guidelines which the FATF has given. So they are saying in some recommendation we are little bit comparatively weak. So we established the compliance program. Our objective is this, that we want to deter the risk through our risk-based approach. We need to implement our risk-based approach. In every sector, whenever, suppose you are working for the gold sector. So in the gold sector, you need to understand how I will understand my customers, how I will identify my customer, how I will assess my customer, then how I will mitigate my risk of my customers. So identification, assessment and mitigation. So FATF is focused towards this thing. So therefore same thing we need to apply into our organizations. Some of the resources we are concerned, if I say in the gold sector we have implemented the risk-based approach, so I need to say, have I properly allocated the resources? Do I know in my gold sector how many customers I have Irani customers, how many customers I am taking from North Korea, how many customers I am taking from Syria, how many customers I am taking from Venezuela? What is our set formula? From the top level, from the state management policies, how we are inducting these policies into the financial and non-financial institutions. So, as a financial and non-financial institution, it is our responsibility that we understand our high-risk customers. Risk intensity, which customers are high risk for us, which sectors are high risk for us, which counterparties are high risk for us, which new technologies are high risk for us, which distributions channels are high risk for us. So that we need to evaluate. High risk segment. Gold sector, what are the high risk segments? Real estate, what are the high risk segments? And after understanding those high risk segments, what the preventive measures being taken on it. Only recommendation 15, which is partially compliant. PC means partially compliant. So partially compliant means it's a 50-50, which should be converted into largely or compliant. But this is coming through the DLFBP sector. Our major focus from the last 3 years is mostly towards the financial sector. Financial sector we were enhancing more and more control banks, exchange houses, insurance sector. These are all come under the financial sector. When we are talking about the DLFBP sector, real estate, gold and the other sectors, So here we are open. Here our risk is already there. And this technical compliance reassessment is good for UAE because only one point which is there is a gap into the technicality point of view. On the other side, effectiveness, I have already told you we are little bit needs more improvement. And this time, dedicatedly, we need to help out to the regulators, supervisory authorities, to come out from this grey list to white list. Because you understand, if a country comes into the grey list, so how much business they lost? It's more than $10 billion every year, minimum. $10 billion business loss due to this reason that country is coming into the grey list. And right now, Cayman Island, they have come out from the grey list. Recently, some other countries also came out from the grey list. Pakistan came out from the grey list. So now this is our turn. This is our time, this is our opportunity that we need to bring out this country, inshallah, from this grey list. And right now, honestly, I tell you, I have never ever seen so much potential for the compliance professionals into the market. Industries, they are full with the compliance professionals. Right now, if I will check my mobile, there are so many jobs are coming for the compliance professional. Not for the junior level, from medium to high level range also. Every sector, every company, they needs a regulated compliance officer with a complete infrastructure of compliance. So you can understand the importance of this education. This is earlier, in 90s, we were talking about MBAs, we were talking about CAs. This era, this decade is the era of the compliance. Next 10, 15 years, if it is not replaced with the digital compliance, so this is the era of the compliance because this compliance is also going towards the modernized side, towards the digital compliance. So misuse of the precious metal, the gold sector, as I told you, requires more. Right now they have established an SOP for the gold sector, especially when the gold is purchased through the cash above 55,000. So these threshold reports are submitted to FIU, Financial Intelligence Units of the Central Bank. But still, obviously everybody knows how the gold is purchased through the cash. Huge volumes they involve into purchase the gold. So vulnerability towards the money laundering is very high towards this side. So therefore, recommendation 15 is becoming weak. But now we have also new gold soup market also. And I know the companies, they are inducting more and more compliance. So you need to think about it that do you have established proper AML CFT policies for the compliance? Have you established proper risk assessment frameworks? Have you established sanctions compliance frameworks? Do you have efficient transaction monitoring systems? And get yourself well educated, well trained. This is the way, honestly, I tell you, at this age, I'm last 8 years I'm associated with Zabeel, and thank you to Dr.Sijo. They are my owners, and I highly regard to these people. Last 8 years I'm associated with this organization and this institution, and honestly I tell you, very dedicatedly, mashallah, we produce very good quality people from here. Even some of our students, they are working in Central Bank of UAE into a very high level positions. Same right now, maybe Ravan is not here, she is working in Ministry of Economy. So mashallah, this is in the program we are endorsing this thing, the quality. These like two people are sitting me, Radhika from the Bank of Singapore, Gupta ji is from Bank of Baroda. So these are all the champions of the industry towards the compliance. And now Acid is also there. So like, mashallah, like she came and she learned and she delivered. So industry we are, mashallah, you are also there. So like I can see some faces. Because if we will announce, like we limitize the program, because if we will announce at a at a supreme level, so you will not able to understand how many people we can gather in. So enhanced follow-up report, like partially compliant, like needs to be converted into the largely compliant or compliant for the UAE. So this is like a little bit overview for you people, like at least you understand like why we are focusing too much towards the compliance. Besides the conventional part of the courses, we want to also help out. We also want to sort out like how we can become a part into this like prestigious country in the efforts to mitigate the risk of money laundering and financial crimes. This should be your thinking. And those people who are sitting here and they want to induct themselves into the compliance, one thing I will say, the more important for us is the critical perceptive power to understand the crimes. Those who are my students, I always ask them, have you understood the criminality in this or not? If you don't analyze the criminality, then you will never able to detect and you will not able to prevent the money laundering. So thank you very much to all of you, and hopefully the session will be conducted further on. And I would request Ijaz, like please come and like take the charge. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you so much, Rizwan sir, for that insightful session. So now let's move on to our next session, which is an interactive group discussion. I would like to invite Mr. Ejaz to facilitate that.
Thank you, Mr. Sen. So now we'll be having a group discussion. So under which, like each table will form a group. Let's consider like it's group 1, group 2, group 3 and group 4. So we'll be we'll be delivering one question. So you guys will be discussing among yourself and one of your representative can just answer to that question. So before that we go ahead with these things, let's have 5 minutes of time so where you guys can interact with each other and get to know about each other things by sharing your contact details or what are the personal details, what if in case you want to go ahead with this. So how exactly we do with this, I'll guide you on this. Hello. So let's do one thing. Hello. Hello. Yeah. So now let's do one thing. Let's start the counting about yourself. Like
It's a guided interactive section. We said it's networking, but it's just networking, a little bit of guided networking. Before we answer the questions, one question is given to the same question is given to all the tables. Can I see the question? Please, can you show the question?
yes, the question. Let me read the question. The question is, how do Financial Action Task Force and recommendations specifically impact designated non-financial business or professionals in the UAE, and what steps should their entities take to enhance their compliance programs?
So this is a question, easy question for the group to discuss. So we want each team to have a discussion. just for 15 minutes, and then we will come forward. One from each, the representative from each table will come forward and give their views. Before we move into it, we just want you to know each other. For that, we'll just make a quick activity. Can you please count number at each table? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's start from 1. All. Same, but simultaneously you can count. No, 1. Each table will start with 1. So can you also start? 1, 2, 3.
Following even.
Okay, all the ones will sit
Going back
there.
for each other. Like
1, 3, and
the question is clear.
there. 2, 4, and 6. Just go next to her and start talking, and then give your card. A guided networking. That's all. Because we want everyone to know each other in the group. So please know each other. Yes, 1 and 1, 3 and 5 will sit, 2, 4 and 6. First you go, and then after 2 minutes, shift. Let's start now. It's given 10 minutes and everyone should know each other in the group.
Yeah.
You can exchange your business cards.
Real estate, starting so X a week. I know Indian DNF just for formality. Lots of software. Looking for and I will take over with that.
Near to that, that's the reason. Yeah, what?
Place of work maybe here the next that's a good idea. Okay. So even if you transfer why they put charger because realistic, as well as consulting. They want to create each individual. उसकी वजह से sometimes they help. You need this amount of information for the presentation. That's right. So sometimes because
All right, I guess we have known each other now. Let's go into the question. Please discuss among your team. The notepads are there if you want to note down some points. The question is, how do FTA's evaluations and recommendations specifically impact DNFABs in the UAE, and what steps should these entities take to enhance their compliance programs? So please put your ideas together, discuss your views, and then one person will come forward from each team and will share your ideas. And you'll get 10 minutes time.
Hi, how are you? How's it going so far? Good, very good.
which is there. Which is that category, which is ഓക്കെ സ്കോറാണ് കളിയുടെ സമയത്തിന് ത്രീയില്ലേ 3 വിക്കറ്റ് പോയിട്ട് കുറഞ്ഞറിയില്ലേ പൊട്ടും ഇന്ത്യ നോക്കാം. ബോളിംഗ് പിച്ചാണ് അത് ഫൈനൽ പറഞ്ഞ ആൾക്കാർ എത്ര ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആൾക്കാർ ഫുൾ ആവേണ്ടതാണ്. കുഴപ്പമില്ല, എന്നിട്ട് കുഴപ്പമില്ല.
So we have another 4 minutes left for the discussion.
So for the name, anyone has any how so I think that is more efforts to check the AML office credibility by
Since we have few activities.
that can be done by external. There is a loophole everyone see. There will be loophole here, but inviting us anywhere for the match. You speak Hindi?
Background music. ഭയങ്കര സൈലൻസ്
So, alright. So after a healthy discussion, I guess you guys came across with the answers.
Alright, now you all are ready? Okay, let's hear from each table. May I request the first table, one representative, please come forward and share your views with us, please. And please introduce yourself so that everyone will understand.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, thank you for Zabeel actually for inviting. Apart from that, I would like to thank Rizwan sir. Actually, I'm a student actually. So, cricket was my actually first passion, but still today I opted to come here. Even though the seats were full, so when I spoke to him, he told that already reservation is full. But still, I thought that maybe I will speak to Rizwan sir and I will come. Okay. Thank you. First of all, regarding FATF evaluation state, I think everybody is aware that we are in a region where what Rizwan sir has told that we are in a MENA FATF region, and we are in a region which is strategically located by reaching what you call Europe, Asia, and all other things. Apart from that, more than 160 nationalities reside here. More than that, I think everybody is aware that you have seen that more cash intensified businesses are here. Like you can see restaurants, shopping malls, retail sector, hospitality sector. So in my view, what government or regulator should do is they should try to inculcate the habit of compliance, awareness among the stakeholders, among the main stakeholders, which among the owners of the company. Then only down the line, they will be in a position to recruit or to inculcate compliance in their organization. Which I suggested that, as you know that you are aware that here, whenever a government is introducing any strategic changes, first of all, they will call all the big companies, owners, they will invite them and they will have a one-to-one session. So like that, what here the regulator or government should do is, initially, they should call all the big company owners to make them aware that how compliance is a requirement or how strategic importance of compliance is here, particularly in a MENA FATF region. As you know that if you are in a grey list, we are in a huge risk of losing the business. And I think you are all aware that we are competing with all the big economies like Singapore, Hong Kong, where they are far ahead when it comes to compliance actually. What steps we should take is, what I feel is, when you say what in this region compliance plays is that even the regulator point of view, if you are saying, they mostly are behind financial companies like banks, exchange houses and insurance. Apart from that, as a whole, they should target entire verticals to create an awareness among entire verticals. Entire verticals in the sense that when you say DNFBPs, it is not restricted to gold or precious metals, but also company formation companies. In my opinion, company formation companies plays a very key role. Whenever a visitor comes here, or whenever an expat comes here, if you want to start a business here, he will definitely approach a company formation company. Like as you, many of them are in compliance field actually, and you are aware of a customer onboarding or verification process. Correct? When you go to a money exchange house, when a new customer is registered, what you do actually? You take his Emirates ID, you create a profile. Like that, even the company formation companies should do that actually. They should do a proper BGV, background verification of the company, of the person who want to open a business here. As you know that if you do proper onboarding or verification process or due diligence, then only you will get good companies, or you will be fully compliant. Other than that, what I feel is even the awareness education program should be there throughout all the verticals. Then only it's a step-by-step process. You can't make random changes altogether. It has to be one step at a time. So if you take one step at a time, I am fully confident that we'll come out of this grace risk rating, and we all are equally responsible for that. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your valuable suggestions and opinions. Okay, please put your hands together. One more time. Thank you very much, sir. Let's move to this group. Can we hear from you, please? Please introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, myself Kavita here, Kavita Rawal, and I had. Hi everybody, good evening, and myself Kavita Rawal over here, and I'm very thankful for Zabeel Institute to have such a good, the best thing about I liked is like we are all among our people. It feels like that. It feels like home here because we are all the AML people here. So it feels good to be here. Thank you so much for that. And I will introduce first myself. I have been working with Citibank I had been working with Citibank for the last few years. You can say 10 plus years. And compliance, I started working when compliance was a small baby, and then gradually the compliance department and the money laundering department and everybody grew there. And earlier years we had seen the focus was only on the FIs, the financial institutions, compliance focus, that money coming in the banks or any sort of financial institutions was monitored and due diligence was done on specifically on this financial institutions like banks and insurance sectors and all. But now over past years we have seen that the focus is now going to the DNFPPs and all everywhere, all the sectors. So all the sectors in this part of the world are being more crucially monitored. And having said that, the more the coming to this question, what we and my friends here discussed was that how can we have the enhanced due diligence on, like we are as my friend also here already stated, that we are already in a strategically located, our location wise we are strategically located. So how can we have further due diligence here? So the most important thing which came to my we all discussed was that not only we have it only when it is the money coming in, the source of funds, but an ongoing awareness. Along with that, ongoing training needs to be given to all the people in that department, particularly in the real estate sectors. I'll just say one example to make my understanding and point very clear is the real estate sector. I remember when I was also working, there was a property that was being purchased, and when it was being purchased, I as compliance person was asking that yes, the property is being purchased by this person, but where is the money coming from? And on further enhanced due diligence and scrutiny, it was we identified that that person he was ready to buy in cash. So he was immediately ready to buy in cash, but how? And then we realized that oh, he has been involved. His name was there, and further due diligence was done, and we identified that his name was in one of the bomb blasts that was done and all. So the money, the source of money also. As of now, what I understand that the real estate person also there who was bringing those clients and all, we could have had that sort of compliance training for these people, for all the people involved in such DNFP sectors. I think that would have more impact on enhancing the risk-based approach. That is our understanding here. and of course ongoing awareness, background check verifications and all. So I hope I have thrown some light on all those things. Thank you very much everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving your valuable insight to us. We are all enjoying the sessions, right? We are hearing from different opinions, different ideas, different sectors. So I think it's very good. So shall we hear from your team now?
Good evening. My name is Soy Merchant and I am recently come from Pakistan. There I was working in 3 different banks. My core expertise were AML, and after that I transformed myself into data scientist. So now I am working in a financial institution and I am creating robots for them to automate the tasks, and currently my task that I perform is name screening task that is automatically, and due to by which we have mitigated 75% of human efforts. Given this thing, this area is very scattered. For example, there is a market in one place, there is market in second place. So how we can identify, there is a term known as cash-based transaction, and under this cash-based transaction, there is one more thing that is structure. For example, I have a cash for 5 lakhs. I can spend in one market 1 lakh, another market in 1 lakh, another market 1 lakh, and I can structure this thing. So based on the technology, since we are in the digital world in this area, we can use blockchain. With the help of blockchain, we can use this blockchain technology to identify the persons who is using this structuring method, number 1. Number 2, very well said with the from Kavita, that name screening. At the onboarding customer with the same person, onboarding we can do. So there are 2 things that I pursue. One is blockchain to identify the transaction-based controls, and another one is name screening on the CDP side. So we and my colleagues have this opinion regarding this problem and solution. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone has any questions to the team? Anyone has any further questions to the team? They are talking about blockchain. So thank you so much. Put your hands together. One more round for the team. Let's move on to the next team. Can we hear from you?
Oh wow. It's very brilliant.
Well, I think previously colleagues more or less summed up, so I will be very precise. My name is Asel and I'm representing my colleagues Radhika. Well, how do FAT evaluations recommendations specifically impact the NFPPs? I will say that there is a direct impact because since 2018, gold sector, real estate, auditors, lawyers, corporate service providers have been included to be subject of the AML regulations. And if previously more focus was on the financial institutions, since 2019, now more companies have to do screening of their clients. So I will say there is a direct impact. And what steps should be taken by those entities? First of all DNPPs needs to take seriously AML regulations and all the FAT recommendations. Because I think when was initially AML regulations introduced, none of the DNPPs took it seriously, and even if there was a law, no one implemented it within their company. So only now when we see there are more audits, more mutual evaluations going on, companies started taking it seriously. And it's one of the reasons why we also within our firm decided to have internal compliance officer, and I came to Zabeel and to Dr. Rizwan to study this topic. So what should be the steps taken? First of all, compliance officer review AML regulations, procedures, and implement them, do screening of their clients, and always take a risk-based approach. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Is there any further questions or anyone wants to add some points to it? Please, I'll give you the mic. Please.
Good evening, everybody. I'm very thankful to Rizwan sir. He has been training me for 1 month, and I'm a lawyer of profession. I'm practicing here for last 25 years, and AML has been my part of my practice. But I don't do compliance. I never do compliance. We are always there to break the law. When we don't break the law, we work on the other side of the field, which I cannot openly talk to you. And we are very well versed in the market. I used to do intellectual property enforcement. We started in 96, 97. We were the pioneers. Because of that, we have been in the market for so many years, especially the Dera region and now the Barumbai region. And we know how the criminals operate. If you know how the criminal operate, you do structuring, you do KYC, the criminal will do that. You cannot stop the criminals from acting or doing their crimes. You have to be step ahead, and that step ahead is me. I think like a criminal. If you think like a criminal, you get the answer for everybody. He said blockchain. Blockchain is a technology because you want to think ahead of them. You do KYC. Okay, when you do KYC, what you will see? You will see on the internet. You can avoid the internet also. My name is, I am a criminal, how will you know if I am not on the net? It's a very practical thing which you have to understand when you are doing AML. And that's why many people they say compliance. Compliance is paperwork. I don't do paperwork. I don't believe in paperwork. All my court cases are out of court settlements, 90%. Because I believe in justice. So because of that, I work other side. I don't work compliance. I have friends who do compliance, and I will be associated with you all in the future also. Maybe I will be again joining Rizwan sir, because whenever I sit with him, I learn something new. I don't know from where he gets all this, and I learn something new, and I apply that to the field where I practice. So guys, it is a vast topic. Criminals never stop being criminals. And you cannot stop them unless you are step ahead. We say in law profession, crime never ends. So we have to be more, you can say we have to be more comprehensive with your ideas of how the criminals work. And then only you can get to the target. So this is my idea. I mean, you guys have been talking of compliance and anti-money laundering, but I am a step ahead. We have so much of knowledge of how people work here. The exchange houses got closed now, but what they were doing for so many years. Still they continue in other names. It is not that they are stopped. They have, exchange who used to they used to get cash and they would give check. So we have such knowledge of all the crimes which is happening in anti-money laundering. Now compliance has come, but compliance is a pressure to understand where the money is coming and going. You guys have learned compliance, that is very good, but where the money is coming and going, how it is coming, why it was introduced. I'm maybe out of subject now, but I feel that we still have to go inside deep to understand the criminals. Like you said Citibank, you found out that he was in a bomb blast. If that system was not on the internet, how will you find out? Right? So the area which you are covering in the anti-money laundering is very limited. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your valuable insight. Is there any more points, please, sir?
My name is Zabeel. I got my training under Dr. Rizwan Zabeel back in November of 2021. Okay, so I want to talk about this particular industry, in this gold markets in particular. You mentioned something about people trying to find out the source of income, where the cash is coming from. What if the market is not really interested in where cash is coming from? Is a working customer, you understand, he has cash, and wants to buy gold.
Yes.
Yeah? And you say, okay, we want to do a little background check, KYC in place. These people are not interested in KYC or anything. Once you mention verification, they take their money and go. What happens? Because I know recently I was in gold markets in Diera. I was trying to buy gold. The ground floor where they normally sell gold, yeah, they can do a little one or two verifications. But there's this particular building where you have to know somebody to go in, first and foremost. And it's strictly cash. Even after you buy the gold, there's no proper receipt. So it's something everybody's used to, you understand? How do we tackle this kind of scenarios? So this gold market, it's very tricky and it will take some time. I believe we need like on-ground field officers that can, go around the place. Probably some undercover work as well, because it's going to take some time. You can't just clean it up in one night. This is my observation so far, especially in this gold market. Real estate, there could be some sort of control over the industry, but this gold market, especially since it's cash-based, it will be very tricky.
Africa brings every day at least 500 to 700 kilos of gold, raw gold, which is taken to the refinery, and against the SA report they are selling it. That is all done in cash. How will you control?
Exactly, all in cash.
Yeah. So the gold houses who buy this, that is all unofficial. How will you catch it? So you have to go behind the scene and understand what the transaction is about. So there are small carriers who come all over from Africa. Every day 4-5 kilos each person carries and comes in because there is no restriction on that quantity. And they all pay, they all sell it in cash. Because Africa is never accounted.
Exactly.
Africa is never accounted.
Under the table.
Only I think Kenya has started strict laws. Otherwise, there is no other African country which is following strict laws.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Any more questions, or shall we move on to the next segment? May I request Mr. Singh? Thank you so much for each and every one of you for your valuable contribution, active participation, and let's move on.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, everyone. It was a fun and informative session. Thank you once again. Now, let's move on to our next segment. So, this is engaging in networking activity. Okay, so I would like to invite Mr. Abraham to engage.
Good evening, everyone. So we start with our first segment, known as the promotion segment. This is a platform for anyone who wishes to announce their services or products. You have 3 minutes of time to promote your offerings. Please feel free to come forward. We will begin this with our own Zabeel Institute. By the way, how many of you are our students? Courses, and for further we'll watch a video which will further explain about our institute.
Realize the graceful evolution. Building history. Building nation. Dubai, the city of modernity and traditions. History begins. 1950, Dubai Creek dredged and made it navigable. 1958, discovery of oil and gas opened the doors for the world. 1959, Dubai Airport established. 1971, formation of UAE under the leadership of His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. Significant opportunities for investment. People from all over the world started to come in search of better fortunes. 1979, Dubai Dry Docks. Jebel Ali Free Zone, Dubai International Trade Center. A visionary leader, the father of Dubai. His noble vision laid the foundation to build a nation. He believed education is the pillar. He realized schools are for next generation. The backbone of the nation is the current working people. His quest for professionalism among the current working people leads to the concept of professional training centers. His vision gave birth to a revolution in 1988. Zabeel. Technological and industrial development. High oil price. First Gulf War. Zabeel sailed along with the wave. Zabeel introduced many courses year after year. Only one motto: create professional workforce for the development of the nation. Under the leadership of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, many projects started, many industries developed. 2002, expatriates population increased up to 4 million. Zabeel's responsibility also increased. To bring harmony among multicultural workforce, Zabeel introduced communication training. Boom in the IT industry. Boom in construction. Zabeel supported many multinational companies by providing professional training to their staff. Also supported with recruitments. Zabeel introduced management courses to meet the changing business environment. Finance professionals. Zabeel offers training for accountants personnel. Jebel Ali Free Zone, Dubai's trading hub. Zabeel offers training for logistics. Dubai, the destination where the world comes to shop. Zabeel offers training for tourism industry. 2009, year of global economic recession. Zabeel continues its responsibility to support the nation. Zabeel organized conferences, workshops for the managers and CEOs on the strategies of survival in this period. Our mission: mold high-quality professionals in business, administration, management, engineering, and finance. Dubai, feeding generations. Zabeel, feeding generations with knowledge. Knowledge is power. Learn today for a better tomorrow. Learn from the leader. Zabeel Institute of Management and Technology, Bank Street, Bur Dubai, branch near Al Mullah Plaza, Casais. Telephone 04-397-4905. www.zabeelinstitute.ae. Zabeel Institute of Management and Technology, symbol of revolution.
Thank you for watching our video. May I now request Mr. David to kindly come forward and make his presentation. Please put your hands together and welcome him. I believe Mr. David is unavailable at the moment. No problem. If anybody else is eager to come forward and present themselves, I request you please.
Yeah, this segment is for if you have any services of any products which is for AML related, so please come forward and you can sell your or you promote your product.
Good evening to everyone, and my special thanks to Zabeel Institute for inviting me for the session today. The foremost message I wanted to give to every one of you, that there is a popularity of the compliance nowadays, particularly the financial crime compliance. Compliance is a bigger word, and under it falls the financial crime compliance. But people are joining this line as a matter of just joining a bandwagon because there is a popularity, like what had happened in 2000 and 2002, people have joined the IT sector. Similarly, I find people are joining, but when you join something, you should be passionate about it. First of all, my message to be passionate. Passion. Okay, I will move from one job to another. I have a compliance in my hand and I can get the job in a bank or XYZ financial institution. So to an extent you can grow, but beyond it you may not be able to grow if you aspire to be an MLR or whatsoever. Requires the passion within you, the learning inclination and all those things. From the current, if you look at the, if I talk about the current development, what is happening, the FATF, as you know, is about to visit the UAE in the month of January 2024. So this visit is being considered as a precursor that UAE would be out of grey list by, most likely by June 2024. Central Bank has very clearly stated, or the other institutions are also saying that every one of us, those who are part of the financial crime compliance, are like soldiers, and we are not representing the institution where we are working. If we are representing as a country. So we need a concerted effort at each and every step wherever we are working, because put together the institutions will be evaluated at the national level, and in case of any shortcoming, definitely the country will be at the stake to bear it. The maximum emphasis has been laid around the implementation of the sanction compliance, which is TFS, Targeted Financial Sanction is there. It is a program by United Nations. So there are two mandatory sanction programs which any institution in the UAE has to follow, any financial institution, including the DNFPB, or all the people those who are governed under the law of for financial crime compliance. It is United Nations, the TFS, and the UAE local terrorist list. So on a daily basis, on whenever there is a listing, we have to screen and all those. So there is an emphasis on the TFS. Second emphasis is that the number of STRs, the suspicion transaction report, has to increase, and the quality of STR has been a major concern which has been shown by the authorities over here in UAE. The quality STR, as you people will be involving yourselves in the compliance function, is a very paramount important. What all it should contain, the 5 W's and 1 H, that you all have to remember. And who, what, when, how these 5 W's are there, that you have to remember while incorporating your details for any coming out of the transaction monitoring system. And then how it had happened. You should, when you are passing on some information to the FI, you should be giving it that it should be kind of an credible information. It's for the sake of just tanking up the STR, we must not be doing. We should have a quality STR, and then we are filing it in the system which is called a GoAML. As there was a question over here, the DFNB people, I was listening to your answers. It's good that you have coped with well, and it's very good that your answer is imparting a very good part of it. But at the same time, you should know that DFNPB are also supposed to register on GoAML. They are also supposed to file STRs. They are also supposed to file the threshold reporting. Threshold reporting means anything which is above 55,000 dirhams and above, that should be reported. That is not an STR, but that is kind of a threshold reporting. Means here we are going to report what is, like if I come to you and I give you 60,000, 70,000 dirham and I buy gold from you. So you need to have a source of fund from me. And then accordingly you have to file in the GoAML. That is called threshold reporting. That is separate in STR. So this has been also a major concern of this thing. And as we look, the UAE has done very well On every plenary meeting of FATF, the UAE has been given a well acknowledgement of their approach. The enforcement actions have increased. If you look at it, there has been a considerable increase. Even the license has been revoked of the exchange houses. There is a zero tolerance. And can anyone among the audience tell me that we have been concentrating around this recommendation 1, which talks about the risk-based approach? Okay, this recommendation number 1 as of now is from partially compliant, we have moved to largely compliant. Rest other two recommendation 19 and 29, which were lacking as per the last plenary of FATF, was 19 and 20. We have moved from partially compliant to compliant, but in the recommendation number 1 of the FATF, which is about risk-based approach and risk assessment, we have moved from partially compliant to large compliant as of now. But the good part on UAE is we do not have, out of 40 recommendations, we do not have any recommendation which is zero compliant. So that's a good part. But there is one area wherein risk-based approach as per the UAE we do not adopt. Can anyone tell? There is one area where there is a zero tolerance and no risk-based approach. It is sanctioned with urgent targeted financial sanction. If person is sanctioned, we have to freeze it. We do not have to provide any resources to those people. There is no risk-based approach that this particular, let's say, particular customer has come under TFS, and we are saying, okay, this particular customer is not routing some transaction out of my system and all those things, then it will not be much riskier to me, but I should keep it in my database as per my risk assessment. No. So there is no risk-based approach as far as TFS is concerned or UAE local territory is concerned. In other sanction program, yes, it can be, not this. So this is a small gist I wanted to give to all of you, and I wish all of you a very best in your endeavors in a compliance career. Be passionate about your job and just take a note of it. For every single penny laundered, there is a victim behind it. So you all are soldiers doing a noble work. So keep this thing in your mind and all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rajat. Is there anyone else who would like to come forward? All right. So we'll move on to the next section. Thank you all, Mr. Rajat, for the presentation. We encourage everyone to connect with these members for their services and products. Remember, this forum thrives as the spirit of give and take, a community built by and for the compliance industry and the professionals. Now we have a special section for vacancy announcements. Is anyone having any job openings related to AML or any compliance positions? Please come forward, sir. So we have these opportunities we would like to discuss.
If you have any openings in your companies, please come over and say, and whoever wants to apply, maybe he can guide in ways how to apply.
So thank you very much. This is a very important segment, like with Dr. Sijo has introduced. Honestly, like it will help you out, and we are also here to help you out. Not in the words, but practically we have done. Practically we have done this thing, and many of our students, they are recruited through our cooperation and support into the financial and non-financial sector. By the way, it was not in my mind that you will introduce this segment also. By the way, I was also writing this thing here. So right now, little bit I tell you in Fadan Exchange, one of our team, we supported him and he's there in compliance. Lulu Exchange we have. In DIFC, in digital related company, we have one person who is working there with our support. Central Bank of UAE, right now the reviewer for the Zabeel. She is our student. And Bank of Baroda, mashallah, we have not one, we have 4 or 5 people, and this will be validated by Gupta ji that they are our students. Then we have AGM is global in my company. Like I have taken so many people from your Zabeel Institute that they are working there. Like one is Rino Pawar. She is working as a consultant into the Hampton right now. Hampton is a real estate maybe so she is outsourced there and she is working as a compliance officer there. So then Balbir Singh he also I took from I supported him and put into in our company Balbir Singh. Then we put Arjun Simon, he's also from Kerala and I saw a lot of talent on him because I would keep watching on to the students which student is having more potential. So then I try to onboard those where I found suitable jobs. So same this this one insurance broker especially Bohera Insurance, the head of compliance is our student which and he graduated from us. Agricultural Bank of China, he is also our student, Mr. Cyril. Dubai Cultivate Investment right now in DIFC, his excellency firm of the Sheikh Maktoum firm, and there is our graduate is working there. So National Bank of Fujairah and Bilhassa Insurance also. So this is first of all I want to make sure you this thing that yes actually this is not our part of the thing, but we are so committed with our students that because we are well connected with the market industry and we found out the demand from the people we need people from in this area. So right now we have requirement into exchange house. I have the requirement for the compliance officers and 2 exchange houses I have the requirement. One I required head of compliance, because I cannot disclose the name in front of you. If anyone wants to talk me individually, so he can talk me with reference to Dr.Sijo, so he can talk me, because otherwise it will be publicized, everybody will run there. So I don't want to disclose that thing. Second thing, one risk officer is required into the exchange house. So this is the second position. And obviously in third, I need a middle to senior management compliance officer for my office also, who can help us out to establish the AML safety policies, procedures, who can conduct some AML CFT audits, who can also can be part of enterprise-wide risk assessment, EWRA. So that stuff I'm looking for, and obviously for this salary range is good. Obviously we have put around medium to high level management position for this. So if someone is interested, so they can connect with me for these positions. Obviously these are very limited position I have told, but honestly I have the requirement from lot of people. But before this, we recommend someone, yes, obviously we want to ensure this thing, the capability and the quality of the candidate also. We are expecting we will get very good quality from, and obviously therefore whenever we are conducting these courses of the camps here, so we are more focused towards how you learn the practical compliance. Because the examples which are being taught to you, especially in your sessions, mostly we give the examples related to the what is happening into the real estate. Right now we were discussing about the DNFBP, and in DNFBP, yes, the concerns are there related to the source of fund. It's a big debate. So jobs positions are there. Those who are interested, they can come through the Zabeel forum to us. And obviously, we can help them out. These 3 positions I have told you: head of compliance for the exchange, risk officer, and one we need for our office. AGMS Global, we need the position for the senior management compliance officer. Thank you.
Fine, sir. Is there anyone else same like how he has explained? Probably if you don't remember any of the requirements at the moment, but whenever there is an opening in your company or a company which you know, please let us know in our WhatsApp so that we can announce it through our forum. There are many people, they are learning the courses for the career change, for the promotions and how to get the career development. So please let us know. The forum is all about helping each other. So please put forward to individually so that we can upload in the website and in our the WhatsApp group so everyone can benefit of it. Thank you, and let's move ahead to the next segment.
Moving on, we have the personal branding segment. This is an excellent chance for any job seekers, those considering a career change or looking to develop their career, to come forward and brand themselves. You'll have opportunity to define your unique attributes and strengths. Due to the time constraints though, we can accommodate only 3 presenters at the moment. So this segment, we can continue. I request anybody to come forward.
Personal branding, it's so important nowadays. Headhunting is happening everywhere. He wanted top managers, so decision makers are sitting here and there. So it's a good chance for whoever is looking for a career development, come forward and just speak 2 minutes about yourself, why you are an expert in the field or how you can be the best brand in this AML industry. So would you like anyone to come forward and do a personal branding? No topic discussions, nothing, just a personal branding. 2 minutes. Would you like to do it now? If not, probably next time you can come with a preparation, but anyone would like to do it? It's a personal branding, it's not discussions on the topic.
Dr.Sijo, you will brand this.
Okay. She's already a brand.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dr. Rizwan, but I never thought I'd be standing here and branding myself. I'm Radhika Doshi. I've been with the financial institution industry now for over 15 years. Currently, I'm placed with the DIFC Bank of Singapore. But my expertise basically so I started off my career in operations, doing the actual processing of payments, like on the IB side or the investment banking side. So, all the products that you can think of, from FX to derivatives to all of that. Then I started to manage teams of middle office and back office. And then I was lucky to get an opportunity, to look at 13 countries from the Middle East region. Then I moved to Hong Kong with HSBC itself, and then I looked at 19 countries from there. In around 2000, where HSBC was hit with that Mexico drug cartel. So at that time, the whole bank, the whole relevance of compliance was kind of struck to us, right? So that was like 5 years when we were under the US DPA, or the Deferred Prosecution Act. So that is when the whole compliance structure in the bank was built. So everything today that we talk about, I've actually practically gone through it along with our colleagues at HSBC. What I mean is, from the 3 lines of defense that got, attuned into each and every department of the bank to understand what compliance is, right from your, client onboarding to screening. So at that point in time, we didn't even have a concept of transaction monitoring or anything of that. We've seen that come around in the last 10 years or so. Today, my profile is more on the business risk side. So where I am not even first line, but I'm a 1.5 sort of a line, between 1 and 2. But my compliance, so compliance is quite broad, so I have to look at audit, governance, policies. On the regulatory side, right now I only do 10 to 15% of my time. So if I were to brand myself, maybe now with thanks to Zabeel Institute and with my successful completion of the CAMPS course and with the help of Dr. Rizwan, I am now in fact very interested in moving myself into this core FCC or compliance side of things. Not to think like a criminal yet, but or behave, but definitely try to be the right soldier to, get things done for a country like ours.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you to all the presenters. Now let's proceed to the award and recognition segment. We from Zabeel Institute, we have 3 of our esteemed students who recently achieved CAM certification last week itself. And they have scored excellently, and we are aware that CAMS is obviously a very prestigious and difficult exam in the AML industry. We would like to present it to them on this occasion. So we have...
Can you read out the name? Let's
yes.
see whether they have come.
We have Sigapi Subramaniam Gandhi.
Please come forward. May I request Ruswan sir to come forward to give away the certificate?
But these are the Soviet students. Okay. Okay. Congratulations. Thank you.
Would you like to say 2 words?
Actually, as per our sir, sir, he guided us through case studies. We go through every week at least 1 or 2 case studies we will be discussing in the class, and same thing we will be reading the YouTube also. That the gave me the practical experience. I don't have practical experience in AML.
Very good.
She needs a big round of applause. Please put your hands together to congratulate her.
Next up we have Rohan Cyril Sequeira.
Mr. Rohan.
Yeah, I believe he's not here today with us.
Because of cricket, probably.
Chapa V. Pereira.
Mr. Chapa, yes, again cricket. Thank you so much, I think. Is there anyone else who got any kind of awards and certificates in this AML industry, so that it would be a good chance that you can come forward and you can explain what your achievements, or you got some kind of promotions in the company, or you got some awards and achievements? Please come forward. It's good for personal branding. Yes, please come forward. And please explain what is it, so that it motivates everyone else to take those kind of achievements.
Well, I think it's the same certificate. It's CAM certificate. I was lucky enough to pass about 1 or 2 weeks ago, so I'm very excited about it. Thank you to Dr. Rizwan. Thank you very much.
Congratulations once again. Thank you.
Now we continue our networking activity, and I would like to request Mr. Simon to come forward and facilitate the session.
Hi everybody, how's everyone doing today? Good. Today was I came a little late. I'm sorry, there was a little traffic, but so far I have experienced that everyone's having such an informative time. I know that there was a game happening and a few of us wanted to be there. Just an update: Australia has won. If anyone is keeping track of that. Anyway, let's have an interactive session where we make a small competition. So this competition's name is Let's Follow LinkedIn. So you have to meet as many people as you can around you. Start from the table, in your table. You meet them, you add them as a connection on LinkedIn, take their number. And that's not all. After 5 minutes, you guys will have to come up and tell us all the names of the people that you've met. And the person who has the highest number will be given an award. We have 3 awards, so we can have 3 different winners. So let's begin this interactive session. Thank you.
Unfortunately, here in this group there are only 2 people.
Yes, let's jump into that table. And I believe some of you already know each other, right? So let's not waste time with the people that you've already. Yeah.
You already have your QR codes, right? You brought the QR codes. So start your connection.
Yeah,
right
you can
now.
start connecting, start.
As you know, in Dubai, everything starts with this connection. So it's so important that you get a network, you get your connections. I guess all of you has brought your QR codes so that it's so easy for you to scan and get connected.
कल कितने टेंशन से बोला इंडिया जीतेगा इंडिया जीतेगा We will ask them to put up
This is Kamala here. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on this platform. As I've been told, I'm very honest about there has been a gap in my career because I had to take a step back from here to manage my personal daughter's career. So now you're back to the I want to education my plans, which we can active 2019, but still I'm very I cannot think of anything other than compliance. Jobs are like it's like it makes me it makes me feel at home. It's like that. So that's the main reason I wanted to connect with you, have a work with you. So many potential people First, I want you to start. It's a nice one.
This one.
And three chairs.
You're in Dubai. Another 5 more minutes.
Hi everybody. I am sorry to stop this engaging discussion, but our time is up with this segment because we have another segment left where we have a panel discussion. So let's quickly wrap this one up. Excuse me, can I get everyone's attention, please?
Determined to win. You're determined to win.
Three different categories, right? One is for this.
All this
Top three will be used.
Let's see. Okay, so shall we go to the winning? Let's announce the winners for this segment. Can anyone tell me if they remember more than 10 names? No 10 names? Can't remember 10 names. 5 names. How about 5 names? 5 names? Think you remember 5 names? You didn't meet 5 people. How many people did you meet? Consultation system. Okay, another. How about 5 people? Have you met 5 people yet? You're gonna look at that and then tell us the names? Okay, we have one person with 5 names. Anyone else who has 5 names, by the way? You have 5 names? And one more. We need one more person who has 5 names. More than 5. Okay, let's come up on the stage. We have a small prize for you guys. Since you guys come up on the stage. Since you guys are all compliance related officers, we trust that you guys can say more than 5, so we're not going to do any tests. We'll call Dr. Sijo to give out the videos. Alright, so let's move on to the next stage where you will be taking over. The panel discussion, Amir Rizwan, Amir Khan would be taking over.
Thank you, Sani.
Alright, thank you Sanil for managing this activity. So I hope everyone is still busy exchanging numbers.
Networking never stops.
Alright, so now it's time for our panel discussion, most exciting event of the day. I am honored to introduce our panelists. So first we have Mr. Rajat Gupta. He is a seasoned compliance officer with over 15 years of experience in banking, operations and financial crime compliance. He is certified in advanced CAMS RM, AICA, CGSS, CAMS, CAFCA, CTMA, CKYCA. So let's welcome Mr. Rajat Gupta on the stage.
Please come forward. It's 8 o'clock now, but we will continue for 10-15 minutes time. I hope you can stay 10-15 minutes time. We already had a lot of discussions, but this is just a kind of final discussions. Please come over.
Alright, and joining him is Ms. Radhika Pradeep Kumar, an experienced investment banking professional with a broad international background. She has a proven track record of consistent high performance in the field of treasury operations, risk management, audit management, regulatory reviews, data analytics, and cash and liquidity management. Please welcome Ms. Radhika. And I'd like to also invite Mr. Rizwan Khan back to the stage. So now may I request Mr. Amir Khan to come forward and moderate this discussion.
Thank you, Zen. A very good evening to all of you. So, carrying forward the session with the panel discussion, we have the first question, and we'll be open the channel to the audience as well. The first question is as such. It is regarding the FATF evaluation overview. The question is, could you provide an overview of the key findings from the latest FATF Mutual Evaluation Report for the UAE and its implications for the AML CFT framework in the country? May I start with Mr. Rajat Gupta, please?
Thanks for the question. The AML CFT is around in the UAE from quite a long time, but in 2018 it has taken a turn when the first evaluation which was supposed to take place in 2019 of the FATF for UAE. With certain shortcomings and all those things in March 2020, I think, or 2021, UAE following the list of changes. And then now, in the recent finding, which is concluded in the October 47th plenary of FATF, there were three main recommendations. The recommendation number 1, 19 and 29, which was the major concern, which I said in my previous lecture, that the two of it have been moved from largely compliant, partially compliant to compliant, and one, there is recommendation 1 has moved from partially compliant to largely compliant. The major thing what was missing was the risk-based approach, the risk assessment. That was missing in the UAE. So now the UAE has conducted the National Risk Assessment 2021. Now it is due again. So they have particularly identified 8 sectors during their NRA, and out of that, the major concern they found during their NRA in 2021 was fraud, counterfeiting, drug trafficking. So these were the major areas out of the 22 predicate offences which have been defined by FATF. The National Risk Assessment of UAE was based on the 22 predicate offences. And then gradually, based on those risk assessment, the risk-based approach is developed across, and the DNPB and all those factors were covered by the respective authorities, and they were all regulated now, registered hawala providers, the gold sector, real estate sector, company service providers, gatekeepers, and all those things were regulated. They are now supposed to register on GoAML, as and when there is suspicion, they are supposed to file the STR, and all those things were regulated. Then the recommendation number 19 was more concentrated towards the high-risk countries. So now there is a report which is called HRC, High-Risk Country Report. Let's say if I am doing some remittance to that, and the HRC is to be filed, and then we have to wait for 3 days for the respective authorities to reply, and then to consider that remittance. So the jurisdiction risk has also been incorporated as per recommendation 9. And then recommendation number 29 was more to strengthen around FIU, exchange of information between Egmont Group, the exchange of information, mutual treaties and all those to be exercised and all those things. So these 3 were the major concern, and the evaluation will evaluate on these 3 parameters in the January 24. So that's
Thank you, Rajat sir. Now may I please ask Radhika ma'am to add some points in it?
That's a very good summary provided by Mr. Rajat. So I think one of the things that which Dr. Rizwan also suggested, I think it's just important for all of us to understand how UAE is located, right? So from a location perspective and the types of business that we have, so there was a lot of mention about the fact that yes, there are a lot of a great regulatory focus, or the AML sanction side of focus was always there on the financial institutions. This whole DNFBP side, right, which is scattered. So it can be anything from your money services to your gold, to your precious metals, to art sales, to your restaurants, to your, and you see this every day walking around in the UAE, right? So one of the observations also which came out, and the focus was around DNFBs and mainly around the real estate and the precious metals side, right? The fact that these are quite cash intensive, so right, the aspect of risk-based approach. The country has now moved towards NRA, nothing but National Risk Assessment. What does that mean? At a country level, also the risk-based approach needs to be applied. So we start to identify what those high-risk customers are, where are our risks, where do we need to then focus our resources. These are the questions that the plenary meeting or the evaluation has come out with. So in its entirety, if you look at the report, right, there are 2 ways of assess, 2 things that they assess. One is the effectiveness. Effectiveness, very rightly put by Dr. Rizwan, was one is where you have your infrastructure, your policies, you have people doing, but are they really doing what needs to be done? Is it really practically implemented in your firm, in those organizations, whether it is a real estate or not? That was still needs improvement, or is still needs improvement. On the technical side, which is your 40 FATF recommendations, UAE has done an immense job in improving that. which Mr. Rajat suggested, right? So the good part about that report also is that now you don't have anything that is in the non-compliant zone. The focus is also around businesses like your trade base, because of the the way UAE is. You have free zones. Free zones are also different. You have commercial free zones. You have financial free zones. What are the sort of rules that apply in one against the others? What are the AML compliance concerns around these? Whether people are taking regulatory arbitrage on those. So now the regulator is coming in very closely, looking at these things. Pass to Dr.
Thank you, Radhika ma'am.
Already I think it's covered, so yes.
As Rizwan sir has requested to give it to the platform, so is there anyone who would like to give views on this point?
Santosh ji. Santosh.
As Rajat and Ms. Radhika has told, my question is that in what way, as a regulator and as an individual company, even in case of what we call a gold merchant or any trader, initially what are the steps he should take to be in the race of compliance actually? As you know that there are many restaurants or many eateries or many hotels. The important crucial thing is that opening of an account with a bank actually. Once they open an account with a bank, the crucial things which is missing is the bank or an industry expert, they are not analyzing their annual expected volume or value of transactions. So can you just put your points in that actually, like in what way we should do that?
Let me first paraphrase your question. What I understood is that you have concentrated around when we are doing onboarding and we are not able to capture the proper information.
Exactly.
What I feel is this is something part of the KYC information website. That means there is something lacking in the KYC. The KYC, know your customer, is like you have to take a 360-degree view around the customer. During onboarding also you should have an expected volume of transaction, expected amount of the value of transaction. Will it be 1 million, 10 million, 20 million? It would only be expected. Plus the frequency of transaction. It's not monthly, it would be 10 transaction, 15. And the type of transaction. Type of transaction would be like more of a cash, more of a wire transfers, more of a local transfers, more of a clearing and all those things. From here you could have a perspective that whether these transactions are consistent in nature with the kind of a business. For example, as Radhika was talking about the free zones, I have observed practically there are plenty of free zones companies. The free zones are meant for import and re-export, isn't it? But you will find those companies are dealing heavily in cash, which is little bit inconsistent in nature, isn't it? But to outrightly deny them is also not correct. That would be kind of in a blanket ban. I always suggest that compliance is not about putting a blanket ban, because in that case you are creating an unbanked society, which is going to lead to a more financial crime compliance. So FATF is also emphasizing that you should not be doing some blanket ban, like gold sector, real estate sector and all those things. You should not be doing it. You should have a more detailed due diligence. So here, let's say I was giving you an example of free zone with more outrightly you must not say no, but you should have a detailed due diligence and the risk mitigating factors available within your organization. If that suffices everything put together, then you may onboard it. But if it doesn't, then you may have to say no.
And Rizwan sir, I have got one more one suggestion. Like as you know that here remittance, many expats are there. Locals, more than locals, expat population is there. So, and expat remittance is a key factor here. So, why can't we have a same system what an health industry is following, like a hospital where each emirate side, like 5 years before, it was not what we call interrelated actually. Once you go to a particular clinic, you do your random checkup, correct? You do your BP, sugar, and within next month also you can go to other clinic and check it. But now all the pharmacies and everything is connected to the health authority thing. Why can't we have a similar module like that, where, as you know that here more than 70 exchange houses are there, many banks are there. So if a customer comes, he does a transaction. If he exceeds that limit, what usually happens is he is going and using other competitor. Same in the case of like, what challenge what we are having is that we should have a system where it is like it should be tracked actually.
Yeah, very good question. Like honestly, what is happening, like your regulators, they have like advanced tools. Like same you are like from Al Ahli Exchange, correct? And you have done a transaction over there. Then after this you are going to Sharaf Exchange. Then you are going to Mr. Kandu Exchange. Then you are going to Fadan Exchange.
Yeah.
So different time you are doing different transactions. Which you are saying that you must have the access, like in which you can like assess that how many transactions we have done. So try to understand that there are very intricate line into the business and compliance. I will not tell you like the worth of my customers to you. What sort of transaction my customer is doing, I will never open that case, correct? And on the other side, like this all data which you are talking about, daily uploaded through our remittance uploading system to the FIU department. You are daily submitting that, correct? So what happens, like the regulator, they accumulate this data. Like, okay, you do, one case came from the FURJ. Like one customer did almost 28 transactions in a one day. Different, like he was doing the transaction. So, but how he was caught? He was caught by the FIU. In the centralized control, they have it at the back end. So you need not to be worried about the business transaction, because I will not give the confidentiality of my business to you. I will not share that one. So threshold is specifically it is targeting, if you will get to know, like Fardan is doing like so many transactions of the customer. So you will counter them. Correct? So these techniques are mostly like kept confidential at the back end with the regulator side. So this is like the answer of your question, and I think to centralized control, one point like I agree with you. The central public and private registries needs to be maintained. Yeah, that I agree 100%.
What my suggestion is that any expat coming here, if he's a resident holder, he should be allotted one similar number, like which he can even do a sanction screening, like where the number, including the passport number and some number. As you know that there is a site called ICP, correct? If you enter that, you will get whether the person's visa is legalized. Like that, we should know by entering this particular number, and we should check whether he has crossed the threshold limit, so that his information will not be leaked, but to the extent it will be giving an awareness to all the companies or any individual that this person has crossed the threshold limit, so you should be aware.
Yeah, again, like this is it is quite intricate. It's complex. It's not very like simple, which you are suggesting. Like because what is happening in this, like try to understand this thing. Like if you are exposing some customer, like that risk of the cash, like he has done the cash transaction about this, correct? And like you got to know about this thing like of the customer. Maybe this customer has provided their proper source of fund about that transaction. But obviously, like because he has crossed the limit, now you are treating him in a different manner. So it actually in compliance now we never set precedents. We always go to the like case to case basis. So therefore, like when the case come in front of you and the customer is bleeding the cash, obviously you need to start from the scratch and you need to conduct proper enhanced due diligence of that customer rather than this like you go for the precedents.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there any questions? Due to this lack of time, probably we will skip the rest of the questions. Thank you very much for being with us for this panel discussion. And the questions, as we know, it's not going to end here. We'll continue communicating with you, and if you have any questions, any doubts further, please come forward and send us in the group. So we will have a discussions, and we expect the experts to respond to you. And moving on to.
All right. So before that, I would like to inform everyone we have some refreshments arranged for you. So please feel free, help yourself out. Okay, so now we are drawing close to today's session. I have a few announcements. We will be sharing all the pictures and videos of today's event in our WhatsApp group that you are all in. And we will also send a link in the group for a Google review. Your feedback is really, really valuable. So please take a moment to share your experience of today's event. Okay. So we hope to see you at our future events, continuing to grow and learn together in the field of AML. Remember, your networking journey doesn't end here. Today is just the beginning. And we encourage you to keep networking and enjoying the benefits it brings. Thank you all for your active participation. As we come to a close, I'd like to thank our speakers, panelists, and all of your valuable contributions today. We have covered a range of important topics and shared diverse perspectives. Please keep an eye on our website and social media for resources and information about our upcoming events. Have a great evening ahead, and thank you once again for joining us. Hoping to see you next time. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
But what I will do, I will call it these